The foundation of every business is to solve a problem. And solving a problem means that you're offering value. Oftentimes, people have been talking about value on different ratios. But today, we are going to be understanding what is this value and how can you add value to your services or to your business in order for you to stand out in a crowded, competitive market. Now, first of all, what is value? Value is the perceived benefit that a client or customer receives relative to the cost invested. This cost could be money, it could be time, it could be an effort or risk invested. Now remember that the foundation for every business or every service is to offer value. Value in terms of solving problems, in terms of improving customer satisfaction, justifying price for your services or your product, or building brand loyalty and driving repeated sales and referrals. Value is the foundation for customer satisfaction. That means you are meeting or exceeding expectations. Value is a standard for differentiation. That is your ability for your brand to stand out in a competitive marketplace. Value is also your competitive advantage. What makes you customers' first choice? You get the point? Your value is also a determinant factor of your brand equity. For example, you are an event planner in the midst of other 9 event planners in a particular city. And I have a big wedding that I want to plan. What is that one thing that will make me consider you as my first choice? What makes you the most preferred? Having known the meaning and the purpose of value, let's talk about the different levels of value, or what I call the value quadrants, so that you can figure yourself at the level that you are. At number 4 is ordinary value. Now, ordinary value is the minimum acceptable value or benefit a customer or client expects from a particular product or service delivered. At this level, you are basically offering what any other person within your field or your line of business can offer. As a graphic designer, you design a good flyer. As a fashion designer, you make nice outfits. As a barber, you give nice haircuts and all of that. That is still at the level of ordinary value because there is no extra touch attached to it. That means you don't have any competitive advantage because your value is still at the minimum level. So you are easily replaceable because what you are offering is what anyone else can offer. You actually have to do more to get more. So if you are a graphic designer, for instance, and you charge 5k or 10k to design a flyer, you have to make 10 flyers to get 100k. So you do more to get more. At this level, you are bound to have a very high level of competition in the marketplace, low customer loyalty, and price-driven decisions in terms of buying from your brand. At number 3 is extraordinary value. Extraordinary value is the value that exceeds expectation by delivering better quality with speed or experience more than the average competitor. That means you have a set of skills that makes you more preferred, and you have something extra that you can offer. For example, is a graphic designer that is also a professional logo designer and a brand consultant. That means besides graphic design, you can also offer logo design services to your clients. Or you are a graphic designer that is also a web developer. Or you are a teacher that is also a career coach. That means you guide young people to make better career choices. Even though you are still an individual, you can introduce yourself as a team at this level because you have a set of skills that complement themselves, thereby giving you a high market preference. At number 2 is unique value. Unique value is when you offer something that only a few or no competitor within your business line or your skills can offer. At this level, you are not just a service provider. You have become a brand with a unique selling point that differentiates you and makes you stand out in a competitive marketplace. That means customers' perception of you is something like, only this brand does this. You have a signature to everything that you do. At this level, you are no longer a person. You are no longer an individual. You are now a team or a system. At this level, you must have worked on your personality. You have worked on your exposure, your communication skill, your negotiation skill. You have even read books about your business, read books about other successful businessmen within your area of operation. At this level, you cannot afford not to have registered your business. Your business must have been officially registered in order to show trust and seriousness and authenticity. You have a well-defined, unique selling point that makes you stand out. At this point in time, you pay attention to detail, you pay attention to excellence with zero tolerance to mediocrity. Whatever you are working on it as if it's the last project that you are working on. You get the point. If you have followed me up to this level, do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. On this channel, I share videos every day that inspire you for creativity. On this channel, I give daily productivity nuggets to help businesses and brands to scale to another level. So if you have followed me up to this level, congratulations. Do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for daily productivity updates. Now, having known the 3 levels of value, let's talk about the last and final one, which is number 1, compelling value. Number 1 is compelling value. Compelling value creates a deep emotional and functional connection with customers that make them feel like they must patronize you, they must buy from you. That means at this level, you are not just selling products, you are selling both physical and non-physical or intangible products, such as class, status, convenience, time, identity. That is what you are selling. That means people connect to your product at an emotional level. You get the point. At this point in time, you have worked on your communication skill, your negotiation skill, your branding, your marketing strategy, your packaging, and all of that. At this point in time, you have a well-defined unique selling point that makes you stand out in the midst of other competitors. In fact, you don't have a competitor. The only competitor is yourself. That means you are excellent-oriented, you are detail-oriented with zero tolerance to mediocrity. You can repeat a whole production process if you spot any single error. Because at this point, it's not just about the product, it's about maintaining the standard of your brand. For you to offer compelling value, you have moved from an individual to a team and from a team to an ecosystem. The customer perception of you is like, only your brand does this. At the level of compelling value, you don't do more to get more. You rather do less to get more. And you don't advertise by asking people to come and buy from you. You advertise by simply telling your brand story. In fact, you even leverage on the concept of scarcity to become the most sought after. And just to mention, in our next video, I'm going to be explaining the concept of scarcity, how to leverage scarcity as a brand to become the most sought after. If you are a fashion brand, for instance, you must have customized outfits that are designed and crafted by your own brand. If you are a restaurant business, you must have signature meals that are specially prepared with a secret recipe. When I say secret, does not mean it is hidden or it is sacred. It simply means you are the one that discovered that one. So that means those recipes are peculiar to your restaurant brand. You get the point? People don't associate with your brand by referrals. People associate with your brand by going to search for you. If you are a public speaker, at this point in time, you have become the most sought after. If you are an event planner, you have become the most sought after. If you are a comedian, you have become the most sought after because you have worked on yourself, you have worked on your self-image, you have worked on your personality, you have worked on your negotiation skill, your communication skill, you have established profitable relationships at different levels that you can leverage on. You get the point? And just to mention, if you are a service provider, it is important for you to understand the 4 levels of clients and how to negotiate with them. In this video, I highlighted the different clients and how to relate with them in order for you to attract them to your business. If you have followed me up to this level, I know you have learned something from this video. So do well to like, share, and subscribe for more daily productivity nuggets. You can do well to share if you care. Don't say you are not aware. That's the end of the news, Nigeria. I'll see you in my next video.